Welcome to Last Man In Podcast, episode number 174. Got Cam here, the replacement Matt. That's it. Quiet show this week. Actually, it's going to be, well, we'll still talk and whatnot, but last week was fun. Last week was fun for everyone. To answer, I did have a comment. I didn't pull it up. But it was basically, I liked the eerie ending. Not that it wasn't an eerie ending. It was kind of weird. We were all just mad at each other by the end of the podcast. So I was trying to have fun. We were all trying to have fun, and it wasn't working. I'm not shying away that I definitely started off real pissed at Dan last week. So
I think we all noticed listening.
You didn't hear me. Did you hear me yelling?
Yeah.
The one thing you needed. Yeah, but so to start off this week, Jets can score goals now, apparently.
Especially when they're at home.
Ouch. Yeah. I don't do teasers. I can't do it. I can't do teasers because I'll forget.
We'll just talk about the Jets then.
Yeah, they had, to my knowledge, they did have two games. So the first game, the oldest of the games, they won 7-2.
7-4.
Oh, my bad. 7-4 over the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I watched the game actually 3.5 times, so I'm an expert now in the game. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So, regardless of where or how I watched it 3.5 times, I did watch this game. They did score. Now, I thought Vegas was pretty good, like holding up in the game anyways. They weren't terrible.
Every time the Jets kind of pulled away, they kind of pulled back. So
yeah,
it wasn't a blowout by any means. The Jets did have 7 goals, but it was still a tight game till the end, until Connor had his empty netter. So he's getting good at those, eh?
Kyle Connor? You know what? The garbage man taught him well. He has a garbage apprentice right now. I will not call Kyle Connor the garbage apprentice. But when I say the garbage apprentice, we're definitely referring to Kyle Connor on the podcast now. I love me some Kyle Connor, a.k.a. Ricky Bobby, the man of 2 first names. Now you see me, now you don't. He's too fast. If you ain't first, you're last. And I'm pretty sure he's got to be the fastest guy in the Jets, behind Ehlers, maybe.
You know what? There's 3 guys that I can't wait for that skills comp that they do every year. I want to see Tanev, I want to see Ehlers, and I want to see Kyle Connor.
Okay, that's fair.
Those are the 3 guys.
See, I know Tanev's fast, but he lacks everything else. Coming from a beer leaguer, that doesn't mean much.
Hitting. He can.
I
think he's top 5 in hits
in the league.
I think so. He's
really?
Around there. He's at least top 10 for forwards. Sorry.
No, that's fair.
For forwards.
But we've talked about it before. But the comparable would be he's like Luis Mendoza and Mickey Mouse. Wow, in the Mighty Ducks. How he's a fast kid who can't stop, and he doesn't really have much else, but he's really good.
Really fast.
At the one thing he's good at, he's the best at.
Exactly.
He's by far. He's really annoying. He annoys me watching him play hockey. He never stops. He never gives up.
Fuck that guy. What working hard and making sure you have a spot in the NHL. That guy's a dick.
I'll use the example of no, I don't even know. No one on the Flyers is like that. No one always tries.
I wonder why they're in the bottom of the fucking...
Yeah, they're not in the bottom. Of the Metro.
Metro.
Yeah, well, we'll move on to that after. We'll talk about it. No, even if they're in the... they're in the bottom of the Metro and they're still not in the bottom 5 of the league. That's how terrible the league is right now. How the bad guys are really bad.
Well, it's just the Atlantic's really bad and the Pacific's really bad because the Central's...
The Central's off the chain.
Same with the Metro. It's just fucking ridiculous how good those teams are.
I want the 1-16. Just give the top 16 teams make it in the playoffs. Or the top 8 again. I'm tired of this wild card crap. Because teams are getting... Come on. Every team in the Central will make playoffs this year. Everyone. That's a lie. Colorado and who else is bad?
Mini.
Colorado and Mini would miss. And then Edmonton and Anaheim would... Nope, not Edmonton. My bad. Calgary and Anaheim would make it in the playoffs. Right?
Anaheim's shitty right now.
Then San Jose?
It's
LA, who's 1-2 in Pacific?
LA and Vegas are 1-2.
Oh my god. Do it. I want that. Who would Vegas play in the playoffs right now?
They're in second, so they play San Jose.
Oh. I don't want that.
You don't want that?
No? I want the Vegas-Vancouver matchup, actually.
The one that no one's going to watch.
Well, because as Dan mentioned, he's it's a win-lose for everyone. The win is Vancouver and Vegas both make the playoffs. The lose is one of them is going to the second round. Off the top. That sucks.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So, how did the Vegas game go? Apart from the 7-4, because I watched until the second intermission. It was 2-2. I woke up the next morning to see the highlights were 7-4 Jets. So something happened.
Laine woke up. He came out. He talked about his confidence was a little shaky again. What did he do last time when he said his confidence was shaky? Came out and had an 8-game point streak.
Who did they play in the first game when he said that?
It wasn't Vegas. Vegas was the second game. It was Dallas.
Okay, because I was just going to make the correlation of like, was it a team on the road or like, was it a bad team that they were playing? And he's like, I'm gonna ruffle some jimmies here, and then just play really good because I know I can light this team up.
Well, he's developing some other things into his game, like
passing.
Well, he's always been passing, but it's the way he's passing. He comes in on the right side and kind of like does his little like outside, inside, outside move kind of thing. But he pulls it into the inside. But as he's doing that, now he's just got this little flick of the wrist on his backhand, and he sent Little in on a clear like essential breakaway that he didn't score on. And then he did it to Ehlers later in the third, where Ehlers got the puck and was able to wrap it around because the goalie was so far out of position because I don't think he was expecting the pass and he had to slide over real hard.
And then he tucked it in.
Yeah.
Who would have taught him that on the Jets? Shifley?
Shifley's
that's
the
the
one
only
with the
one
backhand pass like that.
Because that's
pass.
No, hold on. Hashtag free Nic Petan. Could have told him that. Free Petan.
Well, we said on the Jets. We did not say the Moose.
Oh, he's not on the practice roster?
No.
Damn. Actually, I do know that. I have a note about that.
You do.
That sucks. Yeah, it's got to be Shifley then. So he's rounding out his game.
He's rounding out his game. He's looking good. Like the last 2 games, he's looked phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, of the highlights, I haven't watched the game. Well, I've watched Vegas. What was the other game? Oh, I missed the other game. The other game actually is Ottawa. They beat him 5-0.
Yeah.
Oh, any notes apart from the Vegas? Like any notable things you saw or anything like
just
that?
Laine looked good. The Shifley and Wheeler has always looked good. I think all 3 of them had a goal and 2 assists. So
that's not so bad.
Yeah, not so bad at all.
Well, I'll just lead into it. Blake Wheeler got named Player of the Week this week, number one Player of the Week of the top 3. He has 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points in 4 games. That's not bad at all.
Not too shabby.
That ain't shabby at all.
Well, and he's up to, I think, 4th in league scoring now, and he's only like 3 points behind Kucherov, or 4 points behind Kucherov.
For number 1?
For number 1. Kucherov and Stamkos have settled down a bit. And Wheeler and Shifley have literally just been getting point after point every game.
Sucks. I'm not a fan of that.
I am a fan because
obviously you're a fan of that because I have to see it. I have to see it everywhere I go. Oh hey, you want to pass me those bananas? Sweet sauce and those bananas like Wheeler. He's number 1 in assists in the league. Did you know that? Did you know that? Yes, sir, I did. Unfortunately, I did.
Everyone has told me today.
Yeah.
Literally everyone I've talked to.
I turned on my podcast where there is no commercials, and apparently they talk about San Francisco Giants baseball. And they're like, did you know Blake Wheeler is number 1 in the system in the NHL? I'm like, what? Are you shitting me? How do they know about this? Come on. Yeah, I can get it everywhere. So, Ottawa game. I haven't even seen the highlights of this one, to be honest.
1 team came into play and 1 team didn't.
I saw 2 stats that were pretty telling. I got one Snapchat from a friend of mine who showed me a picture of, it was a text, but either way, showed me a picture. Jets had 5 goals and Ottawa had 5 shots on net at the point in the game. And then at the end of the game, another stat was 50 shots on goal for the Jets, 20 for Ottawa. They outshot them by 30 shots? That's mad. Like, I've seen one highlight, Patrick Laine's goal, and it looked like it was me on the ice for Ottawa. All 3 players were me.
We're just standing there.
They were just like, well, maybe if it hits my stick, I'll get it out of the zone. But until then, well, I'm okay just watching it. By the way, the Ottawa Senators are not Bill Cosby or Fat Albert. But apparently that's what my brain went to. We were talking about just, hey, you want pudding pop? Oh, maybe too much. No more pudding pops.
No more. No.
Ottawa took one before the game. Clearly, they were sleeping.
It was bad. Like I haven't seen the Jets or any team dominate a team as much as they dominated Ottawa. Like there was nothing in Ottawa's game. The only one who did anything all game was Stone.
Mark Stone?
Yeah.
That's because he's from here.
He's from here. He had to do something. I think he rang one off the post in the first.
Well, clearly didn't score 5-0.
Yeah.
He hit the post, though.
Someone else hit a post. But actually, it was going in, and Hellebuck was able to get his blocker glove up. And it was actually a really good save. And they didn't even talk about it because it doesn't look like it at first glance. But it was just a hell of a save. Like, Hellebuyck played well, even though he only had 20 shots. Like, he had 3 really big saves to keep... Not to keep the Jets in there, just to keep his shutout. First shutout of the season.
For Hellebuyck?
Yeah.
Really?
I was 1 game off.
What do you mean?
I said Vegas.
You said they were going to get a shutout against Vegas?
I said they were going to get a shutout against Vegas. I was 1 game off.
That's always fun. It's good when your team does great, you know? It's lots of fun for everyone. It's
It
also
is.
fun when your team is so bad that you're cheering for them to lose.
Falling for Dolan.
They couldn't even fall. They kept going to overtime. It wouldn't end. I'm like, no, stop. We're never going to get him. We're never getting him. Oh, unrelated to the... any last notes on the Jets or anything like that?
We can talk about the Moose.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I was going to get to. So,
Okay.
Nic Petan named AHL Player of the Week. He had 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points in 3 games played.
I can just imagine all those hashtag Free Petan guys on Twitter just going nuts because of it.
Free Petan, free Dano.
Yeah, like,
There's
why?
one specific person we're both thinking of right now. I don't know the guy's said person's Twitter handle. But in the name, it's literally hashtag Free Petan, hashtag Free Dano, hashtag Justice for all, hashtag Fire Pomo, hashtag this is getting too long.
They've been quite quiet in the last couple of weeks since the Jets have rocketed up to like second and first in the league.
Yeah, well...
All of a sudden, they're real quiet about the Free Petan. But then as soon as Petan does something good, it's like, why is he in the NHL?
He's so good! Yeah, well, I mean, they gave him a pretty good fair shot at the start of the season. Well, maybe not this year. But last year, he was... How many games did he play?
52 or something like that. And I think he had...
That's a fair sample size for the
I'm going to
NHL.
bring up his stats because,
Go.
like, Hendricks has more goals this year so far than Petan has, I think, in his
Hold
career as a
on.
Jet.
Petan never got to play with Matthew Perreault. Stand-up gentleman Matthew Perreault.
He played with Wheeler for like 20 games.
It's not Matthew Perreault. So as I sit here with my arms crossed, I besmirch your bad words of Petan. How dare you?
I'm not saying they're bad words. I'm just saying,
Have
like,
a confession. I am the Free Petan. It was me, Austin, the whole time. For the wrestling fans out there. Oh, that was a great angle in wrestling.
okay, so he's got 3 goals in 86 games and 19 points. So he's got 16 assists. Not great numbers for an offensive guy that's supposed to be running a power play.
Now, to be the contrarian, I would say that he did play with Wheeler in that, and he did play on the second power play. But did he, you would know more than me, did he get like lots of playing time, or was he just, and by lots I mean more than 10 minutes?
He's probably getting around that 10-minute mark.
Okay.
So it's hard to say because, like, that was last year and the year before, so I'm a little foggy on it.
Yeah.
But
and you don't want to remember last year.
No, I don't
after
want-
this year.
Exactly.
Why would you remember the bad stuff when you're like, start first in the league?
the Jets just
No
got
need
here
to
this
look
year,
back.
didn't they? This is
What's
the first
that?
year they've ever been an NHL franchise, right?
The Jets?
That's how I see it.
Number one.
Number
yes.
one. That's
number
first
one.
season ever.
Jets
yeah.
number one.
Yeah.
That's what I do. The draft is the start of your franchise every year. Yeah. My year started great for the Flyers, and then it just went really down fast. Yeah.
But yeah, like he was playing, I think 8 to 10 minutes a night, playing on the fourth line. So not a lot of minutes, but he was getting the opportunity on the power play too. So, and like the thing is, he was playing with Dano. So you have Petan and Dano, the 2 guys y'all want to free, and they're not doing anything.
And what
they're
do
doing
you mean
absolutely
by
nothing.
free? Who started this free?
I have no idea. It's just
Wasn't it
something
the agent of a player in Toronto, like Free Gardner, or Free Riley, or someone like that?
I don't know.
It started. I remember it was a couple years ago. It was an agent who like tweeted like hashtag free blank player's last name, but ever since then, like the fanboys and just fans in general, and like even bloggers and like whoever people who cover hockey have now used it as like a mock term for like which. What are you freeing them from? Because like. I don't think, like, sure, Petan's not getting a great paycheck, obviously, in the AHL. He's still getting paid to play hockey, which is fantastic. But I'd rather have Petan on the top line absolutely tearing it up with the Moose. I think they've won 8 straight. I think they're second in all of the AHL, only behind Toronto.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned to you earlier, even in the AHL, there's always going to be that Toronto stigma. Whether they're ahead of them or not ahead of them, it's always there.
Yeah, for sure.
Apparently. But no, they're beating Toronto in the standings right now. Oh, so this is the first time, I think, in Jets history, to my knowledge, not Avco Cup, WHA years, but NHL years where they've been tied or first in the league. Have they, like, I don't remember them ever being this good, ever. So we have to timestamp this. This is what, December 4th? Hold on, I want to, December 5th, 2017. This may be our only chance to say Jets are tied for first. At the end of tonight, they might be number one. Oh, yeah, they're playing on Saturday, they're playing Tampa. Who are they tied with for first?
Big game.
Very big game. Very big game. I'm trying to catch the highlights.
I saw a tweet, and it was like, this is the best they've done since 1975-76 season.
So that's
to this point.
That's WHA years.
It is WHA.
That's when they had the team that got obliterated by the NHL. Like, the NHL wouldn't let them... I think they got to pick, like, 5 guys. No, 3. Because it wouldn't have been 5 because they'd keep the whole line. So I think it was 3. I'm sure people are yelling at whatever they're listening to. Saying, no, you're wrong. Please correct us. Please tweet at us, Last Man NPC, or comment below, whatever, if you know. But when they went into the NHL, they were so good and dominating the WHA that the NHL's like, nope, all of your guys are entering an expansion draft, and they all got dispersed. And then Edmonton in the 80s built their team off of the Winnipeg model. So that's just... They were like, no, we don't need to beat teams by beating them up like Broad Street. No, we have skill. We don't need to murder people to win games. We'll use that on the scoreboard. And that's what they did. They just obliterated teams all the time.
Well, you just had one really tough guy that could just beat the shit out of everyone. And if he touched your best player, you're dead. Like, you're dead. Like,
who's the reference? There's a few I'm thinking of.
There's, what the hell is his name?
Jim Kite?
No, who was on the line with Gretzky?
Oh, Marty McSorley.
McSorley?
McSorley
was a defenseman.
Oh, Marty McSorley or...
He's the Winnipeg guy.
Nope, not Sather.
Oh my god.
We gotta Google it.
He just passed away too. What the hell is his name?
Hold
I shouldn't
on.
say just, but...
No.
In the summer.
Oh yeah, passed away. Hold on. I'll Google it. Great audio.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky's fists. Hold on. Maybe I shouldn't have Googled that.
That's all it is just pictures of his fists.
Dave Semenko.
I
knew.
Yeah,
Dude, hold on. Let me show you. 1, 2, third link. Third link on Google apart from the images. So 4th link. Dave Semenko. When I typed in Wayne Gretzky's fists. Yeah, that tells you something about how great Gretzky was. Oh, real talented guy. Real talented. We already know how I feel about Gretzky on this podcast. I don't need to go on about him. Wait, where were we?
I have no idea.
Nic Petan. Right. Nic Petan's doing great. The top line of Nic Petan, Jack Roslovic, and Mason Appleton. Mason Appleton got named Rookie of the Month.
Where did this guy come
Jack
from?
Roslovic is in 2nd in points in the AHL. Mason Appleton, they drafted him
like a 6th rounder.
2 years ago. I think he played for Michigan State.
He did.
Yeah, that's him.
Led his team in points last year.
He was one of the few guys what's a practice? But I went to watch an open practice for when the Jets just had their not rookie showcase, but the week after the draft, they invite all the kids to.
The Penticton tournament. Or
no, in Winnipeg.
Okay.
Rookie show.
Whatever it is.
I went for one day. There's 3 guys that stood out to me. There was Mason Appleton on forward. Logan Stanley stood out because he was big, not necessarily because he was skilled. He's just big. Sammy Niku was a defenseman that stood out to me.
He's doing real good
because no one could beat him, but he wasn't hitting guys. Like in the corner, he just because he's Finnish, just went into the corner ever so smooth. Took the puck and half the time the guy didn't know
the puck was gone yet.
Gone. It'd be one Mississippi, then he'd be like, oh, I guess it's gone, and gone. The play's he's already gone. And then the other guy was there was a goalie with Princeton goalie pads, but I forget his name. But it was just the goalie pad that stood out because it was bright orange and it was sweet. They weren't flyer orange, but they were just nice goalie pads. And I was like, those are nice. I like those. Yeah, but Mason Appleton, my goodness. I like how when the team's doing great and they're probably going to have a few guys at World Juniors, obviously. Maybe not Logan Stanley. We can lead into that eventually. But perfect time to talk about this, actually. We teased it for 2 weeks in a row, but we did it. Okay, Mikhail Berdin, you might know he was a viral sensation, so we're always late to the party. Always. He's the goalie who scored for his team in the USHL for the Sioux City Stampede or something like that. Either way, he scored. They gave him the lights. He did like every celebration in the book. Jets prospect. I think he's going to be the backup goalie for Russia at the World Juniors. He'll be on the team for sure. There's no way they leave him off. He looked great when he played in the Subway show.
He's a smaller kind of goalie too.
He's not a monster. I think he may be 6'1", 6'1", something like that. Right around there.
Typical goalie anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's weird when we're calling 6'1", 6'2" goalies fucking small nowadays. He's not very big, eh?
Well, yeah, no, it's switching. The players are going tiny, so goalie go big. It's like it's a whack-a-mole. It's a weird where's it going to be even? Like it could never be even. It's like a battery. You can't get them too close. You always try and line them up. You're like, I got it. Then you let go and they shoot across the room. Only I did that apparently. But anyways,
magnets you're talking about.
What's that?
Batteries.
What's that?
How'd you do that?
Oh, magnets.
Magnets, yeah. That makes a bit more sense.
If I was shooting batteries across the room, though, I mean...
A little worried.
Yeah. Apparently I have telekinetic powers.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you got ESPN? I do. Great TV package. Yeah. I'm going to tweet that, though, finally. I'm going to tweet what's his name? Mikhail Berdine. This is a sweet highlight. It's a minute, totally worth your time. Because when goalies score, everyone goes nuts. It was the greatest. He did the flyby, he did the fist bump, he did the Conor McGregor walk.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was fantastic. Watch the entire thing. I actually will tweet it, and I will tweet because I didn't last week. Chance the Rapper. I'm sure everyone's seen all of this, but I will be like, the tweet's just going to be my bad part 1, my bad part 2. Watch the link. Click the link below. You'll see it for sure. And speaking of juniors and draft pick by the Jets, Christian Vesalainen. He is leading his team. Hold on, let me just read. Jets 2017 first round pick Christian Vesalainen is now leading his team in scoring. An impressive feat for an 18-year-old in one of the best leagues in the world. He is in the what's that?
Finnish Elite League or whatever.
Finnish Simliga. Yeah, he's leading his team. He has. Hold on. Oh, great! I took a picture. Either way, he's leading his team in points as an 18-year-old, and he did get named to the Russian junior team.
I would say Finnish, but that's just me.
Yeah, that is me. That is me, because I have something else pulled up. The only other notables off the top of my head, because I deleted the picture by accident, so this is just great audio. People are like, why do we even listen anymore? Why do we know? This is crap.
It's the entertainment value.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, for sure. That's what I tell at all my jobs that I get hired. I'm like, I'm here for comedic presence, that's it. Hey, Cam, you want to help? No. And then I throw him a whoopee cushion. I'm like, I'm going on break. This will cover for me. Oh, Cam. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And then it zooms in on my face. I'm on a sitcom. Oh, God. Anyways, Christian Vesalainen, Eli Tolvanen, and there's a defenseman in there, but I'm forgetting his name. Oh, Juuso Välimäki. Those are the guys that are, off the top of my head, will be leading Finland. And I'm not even trying to say it just because it's a Jets, oriented podcast or anything. Christian Vesalainen is a fantastic player. I'm pretty sure on this podcast, I was like, I don't know who the hell this guy is. Well, obviously once guys get drafted, more info comes out about him. Fantastic, just overall player. He doesn't have 1,000 assists or 1,000 goals. It's just very even, but he does kind of
like a young Blake Wheeler is what we just
a
good all-around player. Didn't put up a lot of points, but just was good in all the areas.
Well, he putting up points. We know that.
Okay, well, yeah.
But, Wheeler put up points when he was younger, too. But it wasn't Wheeler's on the ice, something's going to happen. Yeah. It's just you're like, oh, that was Wheeler.
Oh, he got 26 goals again this year.
Yeah, hey, look at that. As he's driving by. I love that. That's like Wayne Simmons, the quietest 25-plus goals every year. The quietest. And he's still on pace for it this year.
Did you see the notables that Team Canada won't have at the World Juniors this year?
I did. I have a picture of it, actually. Yeah, I'll pull it up right here. Hold on. I just have to find it. Because I was watching the World Juniors. Kate.
Yeah, it's the same one I saw, yeah.
Yeah, top eligible players in the NHL. This is just Canada, and then I'll name other countries. Jacob Chychrun, Samuel Girard, Victor Mete. Although he's a star. Defensemen. He's a star. He might get sent back. NHL roster free is December 19th. What's that?
Yost might as well.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm naming. Yeah. So, Pierre-Luc Dubois, he's not coming back.
You don't know. He's on the fourth line in Columbus.
Oh.
He's not he's playing... I don't think he's playing big minutes.
Next guy is Tyson Yost. Please. Yost. Do it. Do it. And then Nolan Patrick, which they're not sending him back. No, Philadelphia. If they're going to... I thought they were going to send Konechny back last year because he wasn't doing He wasn't bad, but he wasn't doing amazing. I thought they were going to send him last year. And get out of here if you thought they were going to send Provorov last year. Yeah, right. He was already playing like 38 minutes a night. And now he doesn't even step off. He steps off once to like grab a water bottle.
And Gudas puts his leg over and he goes, no.
No. And just skates back. Bradco, enough. And Andrew's like, it's my turn again. Andrew McDonald jumps aboard. Here's for other teams, notables. First one's for sure not coming back, but if he does, Matt, I will buy you a Finland Patrick Laine jersey. But I don't think he's going back. The other guy, Jesse Puljujärvi, American.
Actually, he won't go back either because he's actually like playing decently alongside McDavid right now.
And he's a part of the Edmonton. He's a part of the Edmonton.
To play with McDavid, that isn't Draisaitl because Draisaitl is a center.
That doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? That makes
someone
sense.
with speed. What do they need on this team? They have no speed.
Yeah, well.
Finally brought someone up that has speed that can play with McDavid.
And Kobe Bryant, he pulled the Kobe Bryant to McDavid. He's like, oh, you're 97? I'm 98. One better. Fucking Kobe Bryant. God.
What else we got there?
American Clayton Keller. Swiss Nico Hischier.
Hey, they're not getting him back.
Russian Mikhail Sergachev. They might send him back.
They will not send him back.
He's so good. Montreal, what are you doing?
I was watching...
What are you doing?
I was watching the plays of the month yesterday just on YouTube.
Yep.
On the NHL or whatever.
Of course, yeah.
And Sergachev comes, walks in. I think it's on the power play against, I don't know who. But he comes... Oh, it was Columbus because it was Bob that he just made look... Makes him look just ridiculous.
Naturally.
Comes in and just goes the fake wrist shot and then just breaks his wrist and slides it over to Kucherov. Kucherov literally grabs it, looks, and then just decides, I'm gonna put this one top right and just rips it.
When he easily could keep it on the ground.
Easily could have just saucered the puck in because Bob was literally down on the ground oh shit, and looked over, was oh no. And Bob dives across, but he's so late already. There's not even a chance. It was disgusting.
Yeah, Sergachev's not coming back. What? I mean, they don't need offensive defensemen in Montreal. Why would they do that?
A puck-moving defenseman? No, we're just going to grab 6 guys that know how to defend.
Dave Schlemko and Carl Alsner. Yeah, that'll get you some goals. Oh, yeah, buddy. Last but not least, at least on Bob McKenzie's list, is Swedish forward Jesper Bratt. Came out of nowhere to me. So
New Jersey.
Yeah. And so, actually, since we're talking about this, I'll name the guys who Bob has locks. TSN has locks for World Juniors. So, goalie Carter Hart. I mean, he's just doing amazing. Do you want me to name his stats or do you want me to just leave him?
No, I just leave him.
He's amazing. And you know what?
He's a Flyers prospect. I don't want to hear anything.
I have to appreciate him now because Flyers are going to ruin him. That's
the goalie graveyard, which is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Is not going to go well no matter what he does.
Okay, the goalie, this is the analogy I'm going to use. I'm just thinking of this now, but I'll say it officially. So, goalies in Philly are back in the day when you bought a printer, but ink costed more than a printer, so you just bought a brand new printer every time. Well, I remember at one point in this very room, it used to be an office, right in that corner, I'm not even kidding, right in that corner, everyone in whatever room you're in or wherever you are, look left. Imagine there's a room there and there's a corner. We had 5 printers of the same kind. It was $28.93 from Walmart every time, and it worked for a month. And then it was gone. But ink to refill was $35, so why not buy a new printer? So we'd buy a new printer, and I'd walk in and show the box, the printer out of the box to its future brethren and be like, this is going to be you one day. And then I'd go and plug it in. So that's what goalies are in Philadelphia. We bring them in, we're like, hey, you see all those other goalies doing good on other teams? That'll be you one day. Really far stretch of what it is, but printers or goalies. That's the name of the podcast. Printers or goalies. Yeah, that's it right there.
There you go.
And they're like, what the hell? What does a printers or goalies mean? Tune in to find out. And then when they tune in and get here, they're like, thanks, dude. Yeah.
That was a waste of my fucking time.
Yeah.
Dicks.
Yeah. And I'll just never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
We just rickroll you all?
I rickrolled everyone. I didn't mean to. That was it was on my head. I want to say it. So the goalies for Canada, Carter Hart, Michael DiPietro locks. They're
I'm
in.
sure they're DiPietro's solid.
These are projected locks and front runners, and this is Bob McKenzie, guys. This isn't just willy-nilly anybody.
This isn't you or me making up what's going on. These are the locks.
I think this might be a guy. No, these are unless these guys are injured, they're on the team. Defense, you got Cale Clegg, Dante Fabro, Jake Bean returning from last year. And then the locks are Cale Makar and Connor Timmins. Both Avalanche prospects. So, Avs, don't worry, the D's coming. The D's coming.
That leaves only, one spot or 2 spots because they have 7G, right?
They 2 spots.
2 spots
you should see the list. So, I'll name next of the guys who are going to try out for the 2 spots.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, these guys are pretty good. All right, these are the forward locks. And there's a lot of them. I'll go down, I'll just do line by line. Dylan Dubé, Michael McLeod, Taylor Radish. I'll read this again in order of who was on the team last year. Dylan Dubé, Taylor Radish. Oh, wait, that's it. I think? Yeah.
Sam Steele not there? He wasn't there last year, no?
He wasn't there last year. Okay, I'm screwing this up. I'm just going to name all of them. How about that? Left wings. Dylan Dubé, Jonah Gadjovic, Boris Kachuk, Alex Fermenton. Centers, Michael McLeod, Sam Steele, Robert Thomas. Right wings, Taylor Radish, Jordan Kyrou, Tyler Steenbergen, Drake Batherson. Now, if you notice all those names, there's 1 spot open for forwards.
There's 2. There's 1 center and then the 1 extra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If any of the eligible guys, if any of the NHL eligible guys get sent
what
down,
if Yost comes back?
Someone's getting dumped out of that already, and they're already a lock.
They're already a lock? No, they're just going down a spot because he's a center, right? Yost is a center.
Yost is yes.
So Yost is going to play center on that top line. Everyone gets bumped down one.
Out of all these guys, I would bump McLeod to the wing. If you're gonna bump, say if a center won the faceoff position, I'd bump McLeod to wing. I'd keep Steele and Thomas at center. Steele's not moving from center. There's no way.
They talk about his 2-way game's just too good for them to move.
Yeah, no, there's no way. And then Robert Thomas is just an incredible playmaker. And if you guys watch Junior at all, he's a product of the London Knights, which means he's like a surefire NHLer. They just make gold. London Knights, if you get drafted by the London Knights, just like a light beams down from you, you get lifted to the heavens like, you
get raptured.
You're just like, I'm going to the NHL and I'm 15 right now. That's how it happens. All right, so the guys fighting for jobs. And they did this in 2 different sections. So here's the goalies in the D first, and then I'll name all the forwards. So the goalies, Samuel Harvey, can't say I know who he is, Colton Point, and then Stuart Skinner and Dylan Wells.
I know Stuart Skinner because he always got really good in NHL. That's the only reason I know him.
Well, so is he our guy?
No,
is he our guy on the podcast? We can name him. We'll confirm. Because he's the only guy off the top of my head that I know of. Is Stuart Skinner. Yeah. Dylan Wells played, I think, for Team OHL. I'm probably wrong.
Guys, no.
Okay. All right. I'll just name the D that you guys might know of. Cal Foote, son of
Adam Foote.
Oh, I was about to say Rob Foote again. I was about to do it. Rob Foote and Adam Blake. Yeah. Cal Foote, I think he's got the spot already. But you know what? I'll go to the position that they need to fill. It needs to be a left D. So Cal Foote's a right D, so he might be the spare D. I think he's on the team already, personally. But, however, Pierre-Oliver Joseph, Matthew Joseph's little brother.
Okay.
He shoots left, but he plays right D. So maybe if he plays lefty. And then the only one that jumps off the top of my head on lefty,
Big boy,
Logan Stanley. I mean, they're clearly based off the team they have. They're looking for their transition D that can play both. Not that Logan Stanley can't, but he's a little slower.
It's a little slower, not as good moving the puck out of his zone, but just a fucking bomb from the point.
But if you're with any of the other guys, like Cale Clegg, Jake Bean, Dante Fabro, Cale Makar, Connor Timmins,
Dante Fabro,
give the puck to them. It doesn't matter.
Just a quick little dump to them. And if you want a big, strong defenseman to not let anyone touch anyone on the ice, because he's 6'7".
He
grabs
huge
in junior, and they don't get past his elbow trying to reach.
We all saw the World Junior Summer Showcase.
Yeah. He literally grabbed someone, and they were trying to grab him, and they couldn't.
When he played against the States, I don't know who he grabbed, but that guy, the guy's like, oh, yeah, and then the guy grabbed him, and he's like, oh, he's got all my shoulder pad. What do you mean? The entire chest plate in his hand. I can't even move. It was terrifying. I got scared for him, and I saw the fear in his eyes, so I can only imagine. Logan Stanley knows what fear smells like, for sure.
Oh, without it.
I know when I'm fearing something, so I can only imagine he's like, oh. He probably laughs like an evil ghoul. Apparently he's a jolly green giant. Yeah. But that plays into his favor. The only other, well, not the only other, there's a few other guys, but Josh Mahura is the only other name on this list who I find like recognizable at least. So these are the guys that are now fighting for the forward position. I'll just name all of them real quick. Tyler Benson, Jonathan Ang, Cole Lind, Cody Glass, Will Bitton, Maxime Comtois, Brett Howden, Matt Phillips, Nick Suzuki, Cliff Pooh, Michael Rasmussen, Owen Tippett, Tanner Kaspick. Owen Tippett started in the NHL and scored a goal in the NHL, and he's not even a lock for this team. Like this.
Does that say how good this team's gonna be? Because, like, when I talked about it to my father, which I don't know as much about it, but I kind of compared it to our team when we had McDavid and that Sam Reinhart line.
That's a perfect comparison for this.
Like one of the best teams they'll have since without a lockout. Sort of thing, like
this year they're focusing on what did I read? There was only a stat. There was one stat I read where, you know what? I read it, but I'm sure they mentioned it. They're going for a 19-year-old team where it's like this is the only year this team's going to be a team. Like they're barely going to. I think they only invited off the top of my head.
Cale Makar would be an 18-year-old.
Cale Makar is he's got a late birthday. Oh, he can come back next year. Yeah. Sorry. So here, let's read off the guys for sure. If Cal Foote makes it, he can come back. Cale Makar can come back. Connor Timmins cannot come back. Jordan Kyrou could come. They're going to have like maybe 4 guys come back. Because every goalie's 19.
Oh, no, DiPietro's an 18-year-old.
DiPietro's at 19 this year. Oh, he'd come back next year.
He can come back next year.
So usually they try and get a good mix. This year it seems like they're just going for it. And it's in Buffalo. But I think they want to do what America did to Canada last year, which is go to their place and they're not going anywhere. Buffalo's across a bridge. Canada is going to have home ice every game they play. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But they want to win the goal. It's gold or bust for this tournament anyways, which kind of sucks. Because I hated that they were losing. But what was nice about them going on that losing streak for 5 years where they didn't win gold?
It showed all the other teams are not catching up, but there's lots of talent out there.
It showed that, by a mile and a half, every team slowly catching up.
Look at Finland that year that they had Laine and Puljujärvi and Aho on the line. That was disgusting.
And they were 17-year-olds.
Well, yeah, and
two of them were 17.
You still had Rantanen on that team. You still had a bunch of guys that were just... Olli Juolevi was on that team, too.
Oh, that's another guy who's going to be on that team, because he was wearing a birdcage.
Found him.
Yeah, there he is. There's that extra guy I was thinking, Olli Juolevi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Juuso Välimäki.
There's a lot of talent out there, and you look at Sweden. They're always when was the last time they won? They lost a round. They haven't lost a round robin game in 6 years or something.
Yeah, because they always get the greatest matchups, and they got it again. They have to play Russia. Ooh, Russia! That's all they have. Because Group A, because when it's in Canada, or U.S., they always want that New Year's Eve showdown. This year, it's not going to be on New Year's Eve. It's going to be on the 29th of December. Reason being, it's a first World Junior outdoor game at New Era Field for Buffalo Bills. So it's going to be outside, which is going to have quite the big impact, because if it's shitty ice, that game's going to be just like first goal wins, and if you win your division, you get a bye to the semis. So you don't even have to play that quarterfinal game to make it to the semifinals. To my knowledge, I think they actually might have...
They might have changed that.
Stand me correct on that one.
They might have changed that. Actually.
But either way, you want the easier
easiest matchup.
Yeah, and Sweden always gets that crazy. They always. I didn't see that stat till last year. They're like, I don't think Sweden's lost in 6-7 years in the round. I don't think we know. We know they haven't lost.
But I don't think they've won a gold in that time either, though.
They've been in the they've gone to the gold medal a few times, but they've never won it. When's the last time they won it?
I don't know.
Sheesh. Because they've only won... Hold on. Okay, Canada's got 18 or 16. Russia's got 14. And then it drops right down to 4. So I want to say Sweden's got 4. US has 4 or 2. Canada and US Russia just dominate this tournament. But during that time span of the other teams getting good, it also showed that... Or to me, it showed we put way too much pressure on a tournament that should just be... it's awesome. I watch as many games of this as I can. I ignore the NHL for 3 weeks when this is on. Because I'm like, I don't care. Switzerland's playing Belarus. And people are like, why are you watching that? And I'm like, because it's one of these kids are going to be in the NHL for sure. But it's cool to see how these young kids, my favorite, I mean, you know I'm a Flyers fan, so my favorite thing is no defense. And that's exactly what this tournament is. It's like, let's see how many I can score on the other team. And we're like, okay, let's do it together. Yay!
Well, it was like that year Denmark, it was when it was in Canada, and it was the year Denmark played.
Ehlers and Oliver Bjorkstrand.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was crazy how good that team was.
That team,
just with like 3 guys.
They were together for 2 months, that team, because they played, or 5 weeks, so almost 2 months, I guess. But either way, they were together because they played the World Junior A Showcase and lost to U.S. in the gold medal final. World Junior A Showcase is basically, we have like the top leagues would be, in North America, would be NCAA and Junior B hockey, which would be like Manitoba Junior Hockey League, Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, which is a step below WHL, OHL, QMJHL. But they take all the best teams or best players and make like a Canada West, Canada East, and then...
Well, they have a team Ontario, they have a team...
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. So we have all that. It's like Ivan Helenka, but for older guys. Yeah. Like, not like old guys, but a year or two older. Anyways, Denmark, because they had like, their team had never played together, or like, you know, they wanted to build chemistry, they made a team and put it in that tournament. So they were already riding hot together. Like, they went to the gold and lost, so they got, or the gold medal game, so they lost. And then they went into that tournament, they were just piping hot. Was Ehlers already drafted by the Jets by then, or was that...
He was, because I remember taking notice of him. So he would have been drafted that year. That would have been the year he got drafted.
He was so good. That tournament, even the unknowns on that team were just incredible.
Because that was the one where they split in Toronto and Montreal or something like that, right?
Yeah, where Toronto had the round robin in Montreal, and then the next year... It was
then they switched or whatever, but...
Yeah.
Denmark got to play in Toronto while Montreal got Team Canada. Well, everyone in Toronto just jumped on Denmark's back, and we're just... Yeah. That's who they cheered for all tournaments.
Yeah, because, well, why wouldn't you? It's the little guys. You got to cheer for the little guys.
So, Denmark ended up in the playoffs...
Oh shit! They played Canada.
And they played Canada.
Yeah, I remember that. Because everyone's like, "Yeah, damn it."
Well, and Denmark asked Canada if it was okay to like give like a salute to the crowd because they like literally were cheering them on the whole tournament round. So like, do you guys mind? They're like, yeah, fucking go.
Do your thing, dude. That's fine. That's awesome. We're cheering for you too.
Awesome. We were, exactly.
Like I remember a friend of mine I used to work with way back in the day. Her dad is like a higher-ranking gentleman in the military or army, Canadian Army or something like that. And when it was in Ottawa, John Tavares, he was one of the representatives for the military army or whatever he was doing to drop the puck. And it was the Kazakhstan-Canada game. And every year that we've done the podcast, I've mentioned this. I hate the World Junior rule where the tiebreaker is goals for.
Because then
you cannot stop scoring. Do it goals against. And then if it's not goals against, do like power play percentage. Don't do goals for, because then like Canada, we love high scoring games, but dude, come on. It's Canada, Kazakhstan. That's like Canada.
What was the score? Tell me what the score was.
I think it was 16-0.
Oh my god.
Actually, I know it was 16-0 because Kazakhstan lost to Canada 16-0. They had 11 shots on net. On net. We could have played without a goalie and won the game. I know, obviously, you'd shoot from your other end without a goalie. But, like, if we actually entered the game without a goalie...
But then again, think about how much more dominant they would have been with an extra forward on the ice at all times.
Yeah, like...
Let's not put that into perspective.
I don't want to pump our own tires, but, like, I still think we would have won that game. Like, probably. Either way, what I was going to say was... Kazakhstan, because it was like clearly like they're only in the tournament every couple of years because you have to win your way into the tournament by winning like the previous you have to finish 1 or 2 in the tournament that happens at the same time. Either way, Kazakhstan every couple of years are in it, but they were just so like elated and happy to be in the tournament. After the game, my friend's dad was like meeting all the players, like Canada players. The whole Kazakhstan team came and asked to get pictures and autographs from Team Canada because they knew 3/4 of them were going to be NHL stars, if not in the NHL. And Canada was like, yeah, for sure. And they took a whole group photo, like, with Kazakhstan. Like, you don't hear about... I'm sure this happens all the time, but you don't hear about stuff like that. No. And I remember because she was telling me about it, and then her dad told me about it when I got a ride home from him after work one day. And I was like, that's amazing. Like, that's so cool. And, like, obviously you can't talk about that in the media because then it's like, oh, Kazakhstan, like, oh, they're weak, they're little kids, and they're this. It's like, no, it's so cool. Like... I wish you'd hear more about this stuff because, like, Not that Canadians
who got in trouble for it? I think it was either last year or 2 years ago for like they were playing against Canada or one of the top teams, and then they came out and they were just like, yeah, it just wasn't good. Like they were making a joke of like it, like about how like they were a better team than that, and really like it should have only been. And then they said like they scored by like 2 less goals, but like they still got pumped by like 10 in at that point. Yeah, it should have really only been 8-1. We didn't play well, and they were just making a joke of it, and then everyone got a hold of it, and like the media just blew it up, and I'm like, what do you care? They're kids. They're having fun. They're kids.
They're having fun. They don't even get Christmas. They don't even get Christmas. Like they don't get to see their family. You're taking away from even if they don't go home for Christmas, you're taking them away from their billet family or their friends. Like this is their friends. This is their fun. Let them have it. Like
exactly.
They're kids. We're all silly from time to time. Like and 16 to 20-year-old. Like rare that you have 16-year-olds anymore. But if you have a 16 to 20-year-old, like you're gonna say some silly things, and it's on a national World Juniors to me is my Christmas present. Like, I know it happens every year. I love it. It's the best. And so, anyways, I'm just excited to see where it goes, basically, this year. But, yeah, Team Canada is going to be real stacked.
Yeah.
But you know what? Pressure's on. But that is a fantastic comparison, though, with the Connor McDavid team. Because, obviously, they had McDavid, yes, but, like, they're going to
McDavid was coming back from injury, so he wasn't quite at 100%, so I kind of...
They're going to... Oh, yeah, he broke his hand in that punch.
Punching the glass like an idiot.
Yeah. That's awesome. You punched the glass.
Stick to scoring. You don't need to fight, kid.
Connor, please. Yeah. This team is going to be a scoreback. They're going to have one line that'll tear it up. Like, when they're on the ice, you're like, all right, well, let's go.
I think whatever Sam Steele...
Yeah, which is funny because Bob
I think he's got Kyrie with him because they had... At that summer showcase, they were
literally so good.
Ridiculous.
So good.
So good.
You know what you could do? I'm getting greedy. If Yost comes back, what I do?
Just load it up.
What I do, I drop Michael McLeod onto the wing with Sam Steele and Jordan Kyrou. And then do Yost, Dylan Dubé, and Taylor Radish. Just burn them. Burn all of them. Do it. Look, and that's second. They have Sam Steele on the second line right now. Oh, mama. And everyone who doesn't listen to Junior, they're like, why are we even still listening to this? We got Rick rolled, and now we're here. Come on. What's going on? All right, hold on. Let's see what we got here. What was I going to say? This, that. Oh, so as I teased previously, the Flyers will have a representative. It'll be Carter Hart. It's going to be fantastic. They might have a few other representatives. Off the top of my head, I'm drawing blank on who it is because I only care about Canada and America. Actually, I don't even know who the American representative... Oh, no, I do. It'll be Tanner Lashinsky, if he's old enough or young enough. But what I was going to say was the Flyers snapped their losing streak.
Their 10-game winless streak. Can't even call it a losing streak because they were getting points. It's a winless streak.
Yeah, which is...
I hate that. That's terrible. They lost.
The Flyers...
Fucking lost.
The Flyers lost 10 straight games. And they didn't once enter bottom 5. That's a load of crap. Take away the loser point. I don't want it.
You know what, though? If you take it away, though, you're kind of like... look at some of the teams in the playoffs. They're, like, just on the edge of, like, being under 500 teams.
But, like, so many people are, like, walking away with points that... The Flyers walked away with 7 points in their 10-game losing streak. Like, 7 points that they didn't deserve at all. Or 6, my bad. Like, 6...
Well, they kind of deserve it because that one that Winnipeg won, they didn't deserve to win that one. The Flyers deserve to win that
game. Well, that's every game they played then.
They
They held leads in almost every one of these stupid games. Oh, and we have an ongoing conversation, Matt and I, with...
Oh, here, Vancouver.
Go ahead.
Without the loser point, they are... Actually, they wouldn't be in the playoffs right now, but with all the loser points, they are 13-14. So they have a losing record and they're in playoffs right now. That's how it looks. If you take away the column that says overtime loss or shootout loss and move it over to just loss, they're 13-14.
And they're in the playoffs?
They're in the playoffs, but they wouldn't be. So Calgary would then get in. Because they're 14-13.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't look as good.
No, I hate it. It's stupid.
But that's like basketball. They have teams that make the playoffs that are under 500. Or the CFL. Where you can have a losing record and win the fucking Grey Cup.
Actually, speaking of that, just back to the Jets here. With that Vegas game, when they were going into the second intermission. No, if they're going into the first intermission, Vegas was up 2-1, correct? At the end
Sounds
of
about right. Something, yeah.
either way,
right, yeah.
Vegas was up. Vegas made a joke about the CFL saying, "Hey, if we were in the CFL right now and we shot and hit the post, or like it was like, hey, if we were in the CFL right now and we went for a field goal and missed, we'd still get a point. So technically, we'd be up 3-1 for missing a field goal." In the second intermission, 2-2, they'd be like, first off, we'd still be up. And what a silly millennial rule that is. I love
Fair.
Totally fair. I'm not much of it. I used to be I've never a big CFL fan, but it's really lost me. And like, there's so many ridiculous things happen with the CFL now that I'm like, why did they do this? This is ridiculous. You get a point for missing a field goal? Come on. You were mentioning about Roberto Luongo last night. I didn't see highlights.
He went to make a save, and he just kind of kicked his leg out, and then he just dropped. And they literally had to carry him off the... he went off under his own pressure, but no weight was getting put on that... no weight was getting put on that leg. So I don't know what happened, but it looks real bad for them right now. Because James Reimer is not playing well either.
Hey.
No, I'm just
ever
saying.
talk bad about Rhyme Time. He's always holding it. Damn.
I'm going to go find his stats right now.
You go find his stats.
See what's going on there.
Yeah, no, you do that. Because you also mentioned Chad Johnson's garnering interest.
Which I don't know why.
Who's Chad Johnson? Why do I forget
He's
his name?
backup for the Buffalo Sabres. He was the backup for the Calgary Flames last year.
Oh, and Pens way back. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Teams are just you can look at a team like Pittsburgh could probably use his services right now as Matt Murray has gone down with another injury, which he seems to do quite often.
Okay, I don't laugh at the injury. I laugh because that quite often comment. Also, that injury was not on his own accord. Jakub Voracek just blew a wheel. He didn't do it on purpose.
Well, sure. No.
Come on! Get out
NHL hockey player, you don't just blow a wheel.
He blew it. He was trying to get the rebound. Get out of here.
I'm camming you right now. That's all there is to it.
That's fair. That's fair. And I'm not trying to argue with you with Dan about this one, because that one, honestly, Voracek blew his tire, fell into Murray, and his leg got pinned against the post. You got the Rhyme Town stats. James Reimer stats.
No, I got Chad Johnson's stats. I don't know why the hell he's garnering any interest.
Well, can I see what they were? Read them out.
1 win, 5 losses, 2 overtime losses.
What are the stats?
Goals against average, 3.64.
It's not so bad.
It's terrible.
3.64?
Bad.
You can win.
Save percentage, 0.883.
That's a starting goalie for the Flyers right there. Bring him on over, boys.
And I'm going to bring him.
Hey, you want Newverth? Take him. Carter Hart? How about that? Carter Hart for Chad Johnson. Let's make that deal. Why not?
Okay, James Reimer's not faring much better.
Shut up! Okay, let me
He's got 4 wins. Okay,
Okay.
so he's got a couple more wins. 6 losses, 3 overtime losses.
Okay.
Goals against average, 3.67. Worse than Chad Johnson's.
Okay.
Save percentage is 0.892. It was sub 900.
Starting goalie. Starting goalie in the NHL right there.
You can play for either the Flyers or the Jets.
Actually, you want to pull up Brian Elliott? I haven't looked at his
You wanna
stats.
pull up Brian Elliott?
I want to know. Don't go to Newverth. His numbers are skewed because he plays in blowout wins. It's not fair. His numbers are skewed. I don't want to see his numbers. I want to see Elliott's wins. I want to see Elliott's contract. See what he got.
He's at a 2.93 goals against average
Fair.
with a .908 save percentage.
Yeah, that's a Philly goalie for
That is
you.
a Philly goalie.
Remember the 905 Paul Maurice theory last year going around for a month?
What's that?
Some guy wrote an expose on, or not an expose, but a longer article on Paul Maurice and how he kills goalies. And how
He's never had a goalie before.
That was one of the arguments. But on average, his goalies have only ever had a 905.
That's it, Toskala. Or who was the other one that
Cam
was there?
Ward.
Andrew
Cam
Raycroft.
Ward,
Those were his 2 goalies.
in Toronto for 2 years. 2 years. He's been He's coached 1,200 games and he's a 500 coach. So come on now. Maybe this year he's not 500.
Has he ever coached a playoff caliber team in
times.
those 12? No, he has.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
We took one team in Western Conference, Eastern Conference. Was it Carolina?
He was not the coach of that team.
But he never once took him to the playoffs. Now we're pulling up Paul Maurice stats. Let's see Paul Maurice. I want to see this. Now we're back. See, now we're back into the argument. Look at what it does. My God, bravo, whoever wrote that article. You're just crushing
Okay,
it.
but go on about the article. Like
No, but the article I mentioned that he never, he kills goalies and they focused on his stats with goalies and not the goalies themselves.
Or how bad the goalies that he
I bet you we
has
can
are.
name half the goalies once you see, who he's coached for. But it's just, isn't it nice now that, Connor Hellebuck, great, playing fantastic. Those numbers are going to regress. Now, I sound like a broken record because Greg and I say every week we say numbers are going to regress, and they never do. They're coming down eventually. I'm not saying I don't want an injury. By no means do I want an injury. There's no way. Can he actually keep this up all year? And if he does, damn it. I'm going to owe a lot of people a lot of things fast.
Okay, so never made the playoffs with Hartford.
Okay. That's so they were bad.
The second year that they were in Carolina.
Okay.
Lost in round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then they were out of the playoffs. Lost in round 1. And then, 01-02, lost in finals.
Yeah, with Carolina.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That would have been with Cam Ward, would it have not?
Nope, because Cam Ward won when he...
Artur Zerbe.
I don't know who the hell that is.
You don't remember the Latvian goalie, Artur Zerbe?
No, I didn't start watching hockey till after.
Okay, Artur Zerbe was he's one of the last goalies, to my knowledge, to wear the Kelly Rudy goalie mask, the player mask with that nasty cage that wraps around your chin, and you click it in, and you always use white pads, but he never cleaned them. As it just puck marked everywhere, was gross, and you're you're an NHL goalie, this is crap. And his goalie style was so weird, just odd. But his name was Artur Zerbe, and he was super cheap in NHL, so I always took him as a backup. Because I remember I always took Patrick Ross, my starting goalie, and he took up the majority of my cap. Because he got paid a lot, quite often.
Okay, so then out of the playoffs the next year, and then he got fired.
Okay, now he's in Toronto for the first stint.
So then he's in the Marlies for the next year.
Okay.
Took him to the playoffs, lost in round 1.
Okay.
Then they bring him up to the NHL. Out of playoffs for Toronto. So they can him. Goes back to Carolina halfway through the year. Brings them to the third round.
That's Cam Ward. What year
he
is
would have
that?
had Cam Ward, yeah. That was...
So he's Cam Ward and Artur Zerbe.
Yeah.
Who are the goalies on the bad teams? Vesitoskala for sure. Andrew Raycroft. I can't believe they traded Rask for Andrew Raycroft.
Who did they have before Cam Ward that played Martin Gerber?
Kevin Weeks too.
Oh, yeah.
Way back. That was a backup goalie though.
Okay, and then, so lost in round 3, out of playoffs, then he got canned the next year.
And then he came here and made playoffs.
And then, he went to the KHL for a year. Lost in round 1 with
Magnitogorsk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he took over as a head coach the next year for the Jets.
And they made the playoffs.
But they didn't make the playoffs.
Year after.
They almost made the playoffs that year, but Shifley got hurt at the end of the year, and it just totally derailed everything.
I remember, is that weird that I remember where I was when Shifley got hurt, and the way his reaction, where he did I could see it. It was in the bottom left corner.
Yeah.
Yep. And it was defensive zone too. And he went to go get up, and he did the and I'm I remember, that's what I'm seeing right now as I'm talking to you, and I'm he's out.
Yeah.
He's out. That was a month and a half before playoffs, and then they went on that skid.
Yeah. Well,
or 2.5. Either way, it was
he was a big part of their team that year.
That year. Oh, yeah, not this year.
Not this year.
This year is garbage.
Trash.
The garbage man and the garbage apprentice.
So then, the year after, lost in round 1 to Anaheim, of course.
Yeah.
And
Anaheim was men on mission.
Out of playoffs, and then this year, I'm going to say...
Odds on stats, it's either Western Conference or the final he's going to lose in.
See, the first round, Western Conference final.
He never loses. So if the Jets make it to the second round, they're going. Okay, well then it's confirmed here. I have to pick for the Jets. I'll pick against them in the first round. They make the second round. I'm odds on they're going third, guys. So guys, they're playing Nashville. Well, that's too bad. I can't do it. I can't be heel Cam in the playoffs anymore. I have to cheer for the Jets.
This has been his best winning percentage
ever. Well, yeah, you got to think at the start of the year and every other year we've said this is by far the best team he's coached.
By far.
I mean, I don't know what the KHL team looks like, but I'm imagining the Jets could probably beat them.
Yeah. There was the year they lost in the third round to Carolina. He had a .623, but that was only half a year. So.
Oh, okay. Wait, how many? I forget.
We got off the rails. Every time we do this, off the rails.
Yeah, well, it's whenever I host or try to get anything going. Oh, okay. Before we roll bounce and get out of here, two things I want to mention. First off, well, we're not leaving. Daniel Sedin, 1,000 points. First pair of brothers to each hit 1,000 points. Now, I'm not going to listen to anyone's garbage crap argument about Wayne Gretzky and his brother. Well, they have the most points ever. Does it really count when one brother buys a Maserati and the other brother owns a Honda Civic, and they say that their the value together beats your two F-150s? No, it doesn't. It's crap. That's not a fair comparison, and that's a comparison no one's ever used before. No, but that's my comparison. Erik Karlsson and Drew Doughty are going to be free agents. Free agents. Not this summer, next summer. And they're texting each other.
They're buddy right now.
They're buddy.
The same agency. That's why they're.
Oh, are they?
That's why they're coming together.
Mamma mia! Do they have the same agent?
They have the same agent.
No! Oh, dude, he's gonna get the coolest
yacht. It might not be the same agent. It's the same agency. So
well, whatever. Good on you. Good on you, agency. That's awesome. So they're texting each other, and they're like, well, from what I understand, Drew Doughty's like, well, I might play the field. I don't know. But what did Erik Karlsson say?
Erik Karlsson straight up came out and just said, I'm going to see what the market holds for me. And I'm going to get market value for what I am as a defenseman. Your market value is too high to go play the market. There's no team in the NHL that has the cap room for you. No one.
Well, someone will make room.
Someone's going to make room, but right now, there's no one that's going to be handing out $12.5 million.
You're giving 12?
I'm giving them at least 11 to
Dude,
12.
that's what my brain went automatically. I'm like,
automatically.
Starting 11.
Exactly.
I'm not hesitating on 11. I'm not like, 10 and a half. It's like, no, 10 and a half, he's walking out that door. You start with 11 and be like, well, how about we give you 48% ownership in the Senators?
And then you want to own the Sens? You can own them.
Garth Snow's like, I will give you 49.8 of the team. And he's like, I want 50. And he's like, no, it's my 50. 49.2. So, you're 11 for Karlsson. Karlsson's the market. He is.
Karlsson's the top of the food chain.
The top paid defenseman overall is Shea Weber, but that's because exorbitant signing bonuses every year thanks to the Philadelphia Flyers.
The highest paid is Subban for the...
Yeah, contract-wise, it's 10. Yeah.
9.5? I think it's either just 9 or 9.
Doughty makes 7 right now.
And Doughty's like, I want market value, and he wants to be they both want to be the highest paid defenseman. They're just going to be like, how much do they offer you? Well, Doughty just got this, so I want more. And then they'll come back with a little bit more, and Karlsson will call Doughty. They just gave me 11.
Is Doughty...
Karlsson's getting 11. I want more than Karlsson.
Wait, why are we making these phone calls? He's at the other end of the table. I don't get this. I can hear the phone call. It's got to be Karlsson, then Doughty, right? By $500,000. I don't think Doughty's that great, but that's just a personal vendetta against Doughty.
Yeah.
Me.
Doughty's going to get just as much if he wants it, but if he wants to help this LA team stay competitive, you got to take a pay. That's the only.
He wasn't shy about his comments in that one article.
I
forget what article it was because I want to tweet it out. If I find it, I will tweet it, but no promises. But in the article, he was saying he even mentioned the Red Wings. He mentioned Toronto. He's just sprinkling he's just seasoning those French fries. Good for the bacon. He's just waiting and waiting, but.
Yeah, what did he say? He said something like, "Oh, I'm from the area, so I wouldn't mind."
Well, he has a home in London. He has a summer house in London because he's from the area, and he said he loved playing for Babcock at the Olympics. And Babcock gave a lot of trust in him and said you have to earn your playing time. And he was 19 at the Olympics, so now he's a little older. But Toronto wouldn't do that, right? They wouldn't. They can't sign.
They can't afford him.
They can't have everyone.
Especially since they're going to have to give Matthews 13 and
then what are they going to give Tavares? How are they going to fit him in there? But, yeah, okay. Can Ottawa afford Karlsson? Actually, with all the other contracts that they have?
It's not just that. They're going to go bankrupt if they sign him. If someone wanted, like, if he was a restricted free agent right now, the Flyers would be calling, going,
you know what I'm thinking about that right now? Like, can the Flyers like offer sheet him and afford it? I mean, they tried it on Weber. Why wouldn't they try it on Karlsson? Is Karlsson a righty?
Yeah.
Ah, is he really?
Yeah.
Actually.
100%.
Yeah, Provorov Karlsson. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. PK on the PP, baby. Oh, yeah. Provorov.
Yeah, no, I
got
got
it. You just didn't like it. I get it. Dude, actually, they won't be able to afford anyone else. So.
They'd have to
Hey,
get
do you
rid
want
of Voracek.
all of them? What do you mean? All of them. All of what? Every prospect and pick we have.
One, you're literally going to have to give away Simmons anyways. Can't afford him.
We can afford him. We can move money around. Take a Voracek.
That's the thing. You have to move.
They gotta trade one.
They gotta trade Voracek or Giroux, but you're not trading Giroux, so it's gotta be Voracek.
I think he's got a no move clause or like modified or something.
And
like that.
who's taking that contract really? Like,
Nope.
he's a good player, but
you never have to worry about contract. The Flyers will eat contract. They do it all the time. They bought out the most people. They were trying to push for extra buyouts. They were. Hextall and Holmgren were one of the guys. Like they were like, hey, each team should have like 2 buyouts a year. Like they were pushing for that in the last CBA because they were going to do it. Because they're crazy. They're going to do it. Why would they do it again? I'm pretty sure they're still paying Brzgalov, so that's great.
So they're like, when you're talking about buys, like the non... Like the ones that they didn't have to pay for the cap?
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Yeah, they were going for extras because they were going to use them. They were like, well, we could buy Hartnell and Umberger, or we could buy Hartnell out right now. Instead, they traded for Umberger and then bought him out because they didn't want to pay Hartnell the extra cash. They're greedy monsters. They're just animals. It's awful. But, like, yeah, it's just, it's silly. Like, speaking of, like, weird, not weird, but just like the CBA in general. Like, Matt Moulson was put on waivers. We all know this now. If you don't, surprise. Matt Moulson was placed on waivers. He has another year left in his contract after this season and carries a $5 million cap hit. He'll be a UFA in July 2019. Should Matt Moulson pass through waivers unclaimed and is sent down to the minors, the Sabres will save $1.025 million against the cap, on which day 62 of 186 comes to $333,000 when prorated. Basically, that's how much the hit is towards the cap. He's under $1 million now. So, Matt Moulson signed. Well, the Buffalo Sabres had 3 great summers in a row, and they were like, "Thanks, Jonathan Tavares, that's great." So now, like, look at these awful contracts that were signed last summer. No, 2 summers.
But
ago.
just think about it. Buffalo just keeps taking John Tavares' winger, and just it's not working out. Stop doing it.
Jordan Eberle is going to look great there. So, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but he's going to look fantastic in like 3
Stole
years.
Matt Moulson, and then they stole Okposo in free agency. Just by giving them ridiculous amounts of money that they weren't worth because they were just riding Tavares' coattails.
Yeah.
No one figuring this shit out yet.
And you can't even say, like, well, what kind of players are they for leaving Tavares? What do you mean?
I would have.
If someone threw double of what you should be getting at you, wouldn't you be like, I love you as a friend. Don't get me wrong.
You're a great guy.
But I want a future for my family, their kids, and their kids after that. So I'm going to go now. Like, anyone would do that.
When you think Tavares cares, he just, all right, I'll go play with someone else. I'll make them look as good as you, don't worry.
Oh, Tavares is such a good guy that the current contract he's on, 5.25, something like that?
Oh my God, it's disgusting.
He signed that in the 2nd year of his rookie contract. Because he knew if he waited till the end, 6, easy. No problem, 6, probably more. And now he's waiting out to the end of this contract, unless he's a good guy, Tavares, and signs it when you're allowed to sign it in February or January or mid-January.
He's already allowed to sign them.
He's already right. You're good to go?
Well, yeah, because he signed. It's only if it's a 1 year, then you have to wait till February or January or whatever. I think it's January 1st.
Okay.
But if you have a full year, if it's a 2 year or longer contract to sign that.
Oh, well, that's
like
fair.
as soon as the draft, right after the draft, like that signing, the free agency.
Oh,
that's
okay.
when they're allowed to sign.
Well, so is he going to pull a Stamkos and just like wait out and see what's going on?
He's waiting for the arena to get figured out. He doesn't want to play at Brooklyn because it's such a fucking trash arena.
Dumb.
It's terrible.
Sorry, the arena itself, beautiful.
Yeah.
The hockey situation, dump.
Yeah.
We play on better ice than they do here in Winnipeg.
So,
not the Jets, like us on our beer leagues. Yeah.
So he wants that to get figured out before they haven't even started talking numbers yet.
Oh. What a kid.
He's gonna sign.
If you figure out Matt's contract, How much are you giving Tavares?
You start at 10.5.
Really?
Well, look at Kane and Taves.
That shows that I'm cheap because I'm like 9. I started at 9.
No, he starts at 10.5.
How much is Draisaitl getting? 8?
8.5.
God damn. Yeah, you got to start at like at least 10. He's like, well, Draisaitl got this. Like, yeah, well, what has Draisaitl done that what have you done that Draisaitl hasn't? He's like,
carried a franchise.
Carry this team. Look at these glutes.
I made
Look
your
at these
franchise relevant.
Yeah.
Again. Fuck
Actually,
you.
it's so terrible. It's so bad. And then Matt Barzell's like, please, John, don't leave me. Please.
Look at how skinny I am. I can't carry this
They're going
team.
to look like a Frenchman who steals baguettes on the side of the road. Please.
Barzell's really good, though. I was watching. I know you don't like him.
No, I only don't like him because he pooched Team Canada. Why? Why are you suddenly so good at passing? Why didn't anyone tell him to pass last year?
He's doing the same things that he was doing last year, except for he's passing the puck at the end instead of taking a dumb shot. Because he holds onto the puck for way too long, but he's so good at it that it works. And then he just finds the open guy. Like he's becoming smarter as a hockey player.
Watch his skating paths on Twitter at the end of each game. Again, broken promises from Cam here. If I find it, I'll tweet it out from the account because it's just someone at the end of like each Barzell, like a crazy shift, they like do a skate chart of it. There is not a square foot of the ice he doesn't touch when he has the puck. He goes everywhere.
There was a play in overtime yesterday where he literally circled the same area about 3 times.
I watched that. That was incredible.
And then just came around Hamnick like he was not moving. I was like, yep. And then I'm surprised he didn't score, but it was incredible.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
So, okay, to talk about terrible contracts, because we're talking about a great contract, Karlsson, Doughty, and all them. So this is 2016 summer contracts, and their stats as of yesterday. So one of them has for sure changed.
Lucic, I know which one.
Yeah, Lucic, 7 years, $42 million. Currently has 5 goals. Kyle Oposo, 7-year, $42 million. 3 goals. Andrew Ladd, 7 goals, $38 million. That's the only one that's doing actually.
But last year, that was by far the worst one.
Yeah.
So.
Just funny. Erik Karlsson. No, Louis Eriksson. My bad. Louis Eriksson, 6 years, $36 million. 5 goals this year.
You know what? And that's funny because like his first goal was like 2 weeks ago, so he's actually been on a bit of a streak apparently.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Franz Nielsen, 6 years, $31 million. 7 goals this year. David Backes, 5 years, $30 million. Goalless injuries. Troy Brouwer, 4 years, $18 million. Formerly goalless.
Slump Busters.
Yeah, Slump Busters. Slump Busters of the West used to be the Jets. They're slowly losing it. The moniker. Flyers have taken it all now. Yeah. They are the Slump Busters.
They get every team now.
They get every team, especially on the losing streak they just went on. We would actively look up and I'm like, pour some sugar on me. Let's do it. I don't even care anymore. Oh my, yay. All right, I want to see if I got any more notes here. Scott Wilson got traded again to the Sabres. Not again, but he got traded again to the team in which was Buffalo Sabres for a 2019 5th-round pick, going back to the Detroit Red Wings. So Detroit's apparently like, we're going to relive the days of old and get 5th-round draft picks and wreck this league. Apparently. Joe Thornton got fined $5,000 for a slash on Tyler Johnson. Right. Not so bad. Erik Johnson has now played 600 games. I'm going to go to Fallen for Dolan because we forgot that last week. What am I forgetting?
We didn't talk about Russia at all, did we?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. We have to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but today, literally,
this happened
hours ago. Yeah, hours ago. The IOC, Russia is officially banned from Pyeongchang. Athletes can go as neutrals. So let me read what it says. Russian athletes will be allowed to compete at the upcoming Pyeongchang Olympics as neutrals despite orchestrated doping at the 2014 Sochi Games. The IOC announced. The IOC suspended the Russian Olympic Committee and IOC member Alexander Zhukov and also banned Russian Deputy Prime Minister from the Olympics for life. The Prime Minister, he was a sports Prime Minister in 2014 and is the head of organizing committee of soccer's next World Cup, in which he was also removed from the committee. The IOC imposed a fine of $15 million on the Russian Olympic Committee to pay for investigations into the case and towards future anti-doping work. Still, the IOC ruled that some Russians will be invited to compete as an Olympic athlete from Russia. So in parentheses, OAR. So they'll be invited to play as an oar. So their flag's going to be an oar, is what it'll be. I thought that'd be funny if it was. Without their national flag or anthem if they win.
So what happens to like Team Russia? So they obviously don't have a team anymore in the Olympics. Like Russia doesn't have a team. Are they going to have a team and just have the Russians that on that team? Like I don't know how this works.
I don't know. Like
So all of a sudden they have to find another team to play in the Olympics if this is how it's going to be.
They can't have a team.
They can't have a team, but I'm saying if Russia can't have a team, they have to find another team that shouldn't be in the Olympics to bring into the Olympics.
Like as a country or just hockey?
Like as a country. Like as hockey. Hockey.
As we mentioned, Slovenia.
Well, yeah.
I was about to say Korea, but they're hosting it, so they're clearly going to be there. So, who's going to be there? I didn't even think about it that way at all.
Like someone's got to replace them as a team. Like a team has to replace them.
Australia?
I don't think they even know what hockey is there.
Kazakhstan? Actually, we know Australia has a team there because remember...
They have one Australian in the NHL.
Well, Nathan Walker, I think, was his name?
Something like that.
Either way, friend of the show, Kerry, went to the international side of the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he said there was an Australian hockey jersey and a puck, and it was like, this puck was the first goal scored by Team Australia, and it was from like 2010, and Kerry's like, oh, isn't that cute? And then he thought about it, he's like, I bet we have one of those for like rugby or something in Australia, and they're like, oh, look at the crazy Canucks, they finally got a try.
We're actually really good at rugby.
Are we?
Yeah.
Fine. Something,
not New Zealand.
Fine,
good, like,
surfers.
Sure.
This is the first surfboard used by the only Canadian. It was actually a beaver, but we let him go. It was really nice. He only took half the board. He ate it. Made it into his home. But we salvaged the tip of the surfboard. This is the first wave a Canadian has ever ridden. Watch one person come. Listen to all of this. And then that one guy's like, hey, that's me. That's my surfboard. Apparently there's a talking beaver somewhere in the world now.
What does this also mean for, like, because I know the KHL was trying to stop. If the Russians weren't going, they were going to shut down that league. Now they're not going to, I think.
Well, obviously they're not going to. They're like,
what happens to all the Canadians, all the Americans that are
eligible to go?
Yeah. Do they not get to go now? Like, everything's screwed up.
And this happened so early. Like, this happened that, like, right now, the conversation we're having...
Everyone else is having
Darren Drager, Bob McKenzie, Nick Kay, everyone's talking about this right now. They're in a conference room like, how do we even cover this? What's the rule? Is there litigation involved? I don't know big words. Like, come on.
But apparently it'd be illegal from, I don't know, I heard the IOC talking about this, or them talking about how the IOC said this. It'd be illegal for the Russians to do this, but Russians don't give a fuck.
To do what?
To, like, stop players that are eligible from, like, Canada, U.S., and all those countries to go and play.
Is it illegal to have, like, Igor just stand at the end in front of your door with an assault rifle? I mean, technically he's not doing anything wrong, but he's there. And it'd be a real shame if your foot would have crossed this line, Zach Boychuk.
How about you use Igor? It reminds me of that comedian. My new gangsters, Igor and Igor.
No, I don't know. I'm sure I'm drawing blank right now. Oh, really? Yeah.
I'll just show you that one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. Because Russia will just be like, well, if you leave, your contract's terminated, so fuck you.
Yeah.
And the guys, they're out there making money. Like, they're not going to
I'm baffled by it. I didn't think about this at all. I didn't even think about it. I'm just like, well, I guess Russia's not going, and you're there thinking like, well, then a country has to replace Russia. And what about all the guys playing in Russia who were gonna play?
So literally, I think it's just gonna be Sweden and Finland that are just gonna play against each other, and that's the only game that'll be worth watching.
Hey, you think Christian Vesalainen's eligible to play for Finland?
He's definitely on the team now.
Yep. Yeah, I guess so, right? No, they were trying to get CHLers approved for Team
That's
Canada.
another thing. Like, but the thing is the CHL wants to do an either or with the World Juniors and the Olympics.
Oh,
you don't have both.
You can't do either or. They're going to pick World Juniors. They make money off the World Juniors. They don't make money off the Olympics.
Well, that's what the CHL was like. You either have the Olympics or you have World Juniors. You can't take our players for both. They're talking. I think this is for the IHF.
Well, yeah, because the same players will be represented.
Exactly.
And like for CHL, like. For obviously, like the owners are there on the board. That's like CHL. That's the best of the best from every team. Whether you're a fourth liner or like the spare guy or a star player, You're losing your best player already for a month for World Juniors.
Yeah.
Make that 2. Now, if you're a team playing in the Memorial Cup or going for Memorial Cup, I'll use Sam Steele, Regina Pats are hosting the Memorial Cup, you lose your best player for 2 months, that's like, you're going to drop in the standings no matter what team you are. Unless you're a well-rounded team, then sure. But losing your best player for 2 months is quite the hit on any team, any league.
The only team that can get away with it really is Pittsburgh, because they have Malkin underneath Sidney Crosby. But even then, they're not as dangerous.
In the
as a team.
CHL, Malkin would also be gone though. Well, because he'd be Russia, right? No, but well-rounded teams, you're losing your best players no matter what, right?
Well, yeah, you're losing so many players. I don't know.
Wow, this is a mess.
This is a huge mess.
This is going to be we have to follow-up story on this one.
That'll be next week for you guys to deal with.
So now it's going to be called Printers or Goalies. Hashtag Russia.
Russia.
Yeah, that's enough. This is the worst named podcast. I'm keeping it. Yeah. Printers
Rush,
or Goalies.
oh my God.
Russia,
oh my God.
Russia, oh my God. Russia, oh no. Mucha Georgia. Sorry, that was from wrestling. Sorry. Yeah. Any closing words? Because
now you can do Falling for Dollar.
Oh, now we can do Falling for
I
Dollar.
think
See,
so.
that's why you're here. Keep me on task.
Yeah, you know.
That's,
not all the time, just...
Nope, but that's a uh-oh. That's a uh-oh.
That's
Russia-oh. Russia-oh.
Russia-oh.
Yeah, no, Russia, oh my God, will be it for sure. All right, here we go. Standings. Overall. To the bottom. It's almost like, as Greg mentioned, it's...
26. You got to count from 26...
Down. Okay, you ready?
Where's it? 27.
27.
Oh my God, I fucked up.
Ottawa. 27.
Oh, are you serious?
Edmonton.
They dropped that far?
Yep. Ottawa, 27. Hey, Phillies, 25. They were damn close. They made it so close. They were right there. Okay, so we got Ottawa, 27. Edmonton, 28th. Florida, 29th. Arizona, 30th. Buffalo, 31st.
Arizona's ahead of Buffalo?
By 3 points.
Yes!
3 points, and Buffalo's got 3 games in hand. Like, as in, Buffalo's played 27 games and has 16 points. Arizona has 30 games played and 19
okay,
points.
so they have... Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Buffalo can't win. Fucking brutal.
You think it's Jack Eichel?
He's Coach Killer.
Coach Killer? Is that his moniker now?
He's Coach Killer.
He goes to visit Boston University, and it's good. The coach gets fired.
Yeah.
Hey! I don't want to see this shit! Come on!
He just walks in the building, and then like you just see the fucking coach just getting kicked out of the fucking...
Igor and Igor come in with them. With their AK-47s that no one seems to question.
It's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air whenever like Will's friends comes in and he says something, Will's uncle just grabs him.
Yeah, what happened to that? Like the classic 90s stuff. He should do that for coaches getting fired. I pulled up to the bell. Whoa! And like comical rolling down the stairs. Oh no! And then they throw him like a help. I fall and I can't get up. One of those steps. One of those buttons.
Then they call him a taxi and send him to the airport.
Hey! I talked about this. They called him a car and he didn't get there early enough, so he called a taxi. That's what they did. How dare you?
My way's funnier.
Yeah, well, everyone had fun. We had fun with that on this show.
Everyone did.
Well, if you have any questions, comment below on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter at LastMinutePC. You can email us at lastminutepc@gmail.com. Yeah, I don't know. Do they have any questions? If you have any questions, post below. I think I asked questions, but I forget. I will not forget to tweet for sure Chance the Rapper, for sure the Jets prospect, and then I'll try and find the heat map for Matt Barzal, and there was something else. I already forgot about it. Heat map for Matt Barzal. That's it. Matt Barzal is going to be a terror for the rest of my life. I bet. Like, he's here for a while. I thought yeah, Nico Hischier, Matt Barzal, good. The New York area just keeps getting better.
2 great rookies.
Fantastic.
And they're not even the best ones. Brock Besser.
Rocky Besser. I'm saying it wrong, but that's
sorry.
Yeah, that's
I wasn't here last week.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a real shame the Flyers don't have a rookie to, show up and play whatever. I mean, that's fine.
Wow.
Thanks, Nolan. You son of a bitch. Okay, bye!